I'm Gigi of 𝐲𝐢𝐳. I'm a mindset coach who helps you manifest results on repeat. Now, the reason I say that is because when I was first starting out on my mindset and manifestation journey, I struggled with jumping from technique to technique and getting inconsistent results. I was getting really hung up on the methods and trying to figure out what could work best for me, just jumping from thing to thing. And what really frustrated me was that there wasn't a repeatable system or process that I could use over and over again. And the thing is, you have to remember when you're first starting out on your manifestation journey that just because it worked for one person doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you too. And I don't say that to deter you from trying. It's just like there's a process of trial and error that you have to go through to figure out what's going to work best for you. And what I discovered was that that the high vibe, fluffy content that was out there just wasn't resonating with me. I wanted action. I didn't want to have to rely on feeling good in order to get the results that I wanted. Because truth be told, I don't think you have to feel good to manifest. Because there's been many times where I haven't felt that great, where I've been able to manifest things, because it all comes down to the thoughts and beliefs and assumptions that you hold about yourself. So when I was going through this process and jumping from thing to thing, I started to realize that it wasn't the method, it was the belief that it would work. So as time went on and as my manifestation journey evolved, I stopped relying so much on external things to help me get the results. And I focused more on the actions that I could take and the thoughts and beliefs that I was holding about myself. For example, I love crystals. I think they're beautiful. Do I think holding this crystal in my hand or, like projecting my beliefs onto it is going to help me manifest? No, because it's not the crystal doing the work. It's you. It's your inner state of being, and it's the thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions that you hold about yourself that are being reflected out into your reality. Like, for example, when you're having a good day and good things just seem to keep happening to you over and over again, it's because your awareness is on all the positive things that are happening to you. Versus, let's say you start your day off and you spill a cup of coffee, or you stub your toe. It starts you off on this bad foot, and then the rest of the day it's being filtered through that perception of negativity. Things just start to add up. You feel like you're hitting all the red lights on your way to the work, on your way to work. Your coworkers being mean to you. It's not necessarily that all these bad things are happening to you. It's just that your state of being at the time is in a negative place, and it's going to force you to notice more negative things. So at one point, when I was first starting my YouTube channel, I wanted to get over this fear of creating content. That was a big block or a big hang up that I had as a content creator. And so rather than allowing myself to be consumed by that fear, I gave myself a challenge. And I said, for 30 days, I'm going to make one video every single day, no matter what. Because to me, it was more about taking the action, and then the belief would follow. And that's exactly what wound up happening. Around 7 days in, I was like, wow, this is so easy. Excuse me. Whereas before, I was getting really hung up on it, thinking that it wasn't possible for me. And once I started taking the action, my beliefs started to change. So that's when I kind of developed my micro action method, which I'm going to break down a little more later. But that's the process that I use in order to manifest real results. And the great thing about it is that it's repeatable, and it's something that you can do under 10 minutes every single day, and you can apply it to any goal that you want. So I wanted to touch base real quick because the whole reason behind this live stream is that right now I'm launching my 7-day Unstuck as Fuck challenge, and it's designed to help you manifest momentum in as little as 1 week, because that's how long it took me to start seeing results. So right now we're on day 4. But if you're interested in joining, you can join at any time. The link is in my description below, and you'll get a little download every single day with a little writing prompt and an exercise that you can do to help you kind of get out of the current belief system that you're in and into something that can help you manifest real results. So to give you a little recap, Day 1 is about dragging your dream into the light. I think a lot of times we keep our dreams up in our head and we're not necessarily writing them down on paper. And it's been proven that writing your goals out is 40% more likely for you to achieve them. So on day 1, we focus a lot on getting really clear on what it is that you want to manifest. You wouldn't start out on a weight loss journey or a savings goal without having a plan in place. So why wouldn't you have a plan for your manifestation? So that's what we cover on day 1. On day 2, we get into silencing the inner critic. And that's when you become super aware of the story that you've been telling yourself on repeat, probably for weeks, months, or years on end. Because 90% of the thoughts that we have are the same as the ones we have the day before and the day before that. And we have something like 60,000 thoughts a day. So you're playing this tape on a repeat in your head over and over and over again. And if you're not aware of the story or the script that you're giving yourself, you're just going to be acting it out on autopilot. So it's super important that you start writing down all the thoughts that you have about yourself, the good, the bad, the ugly, and don't judge yourself for it either. It's just a process of becoming aware, because at the end of the day, you can rewrite the script. You can change how you're talking to yourself. And when you change your internal state, your external state will have to change as a result. Then day 3 is when we start to step into this new role. And we start to identify, what actions can I take to start feeling like this new version of myself? So things that you can do don't necessarily even need to be big, because these small little micro actions that you take will snowball into bigger momentum. And that's what causes you to kind of have this shift, like what happened to me when I was filming my YouTube videos. So if you're joining the call right now, or you've been in the Unstuck as Fuck challenge, if you want to drop in the comments below what's been clicking for you, what's been resonating, or if you want help identifying little micro actions that you can start taking to address these underlying beliefs, please feel free to leave it in the comments, and also any questions that you have about manifestation in general. I will definitely make sure to answer them at the end of the live stream, and if not, then I will definitely answer them in the comments later on. So please feel free to leave any feedback that you want or any questions that you have while I'm talking. So today we really want to focus on day 4, which is reinforcing with a plan. And as I mentioned before, you wouldn't go into like a weight loss journey or a savings goal without having a plan in place, because you're kind of setting yourself up to fail. You need to write a system or a plan that you have to help you kind of stay accountable and stay on track. And when it comes to selecting your micro action, you can change it later on, but you need to kind of go through this trial and error process first to figure out what's going to work for you. So my belief around manifestation is it's your thoughts and beliefs plus action. Because if you spend all of your time focusing on your thoughts and beliefs and not taking any action, you're just daydreaming. On the flip side, if you spend all your time taking action, but you're not addressing those underlying beliefs, then that's how you get caught up in cycles and loops, because you don't have the awareness of the underlying beliefs that you're holding about yourself. So you have to address both. So as I mentioned, we're going to be talking about how to pick this micro action and then how to put it into place. So the idea is it should be something small and something that you can do every single day for 21 days in less than 10 minutes. No more than 10 minutes, because if we make it too long or too tedious, you might stick with it for a couple of days, but eventually your momentum is going to fall off. You're going to lose traction. You're going to lose interest. So it needs to be something small that you can do every single day in under 10 minutes. And picking the correct action really matters. And what I mean by that is the action should address the core need underneath your manifestation, not the surface level desire. So I'll give you some examples. If you're trying to manifest more money, what you really want to feel is more security. Let's say you're trying to manifest a relationship or more love. Maybe what you're actually trying to achieve is a feeling of self-worth or feeling desired. So in order to figure out what your core need is underneath your manifestation, I want you to think about your end goal. Just take a minute and think about what it is, what would be like your ultimate manifestation goal, and just pick one thing to start, because if you spread yourself in too many different areas, it can get very convoluted and confusing. You have to kind of think of it like a laser pointer. If you spread it out too far or too wide, you kind of lose the force behind it versus like more narrowed. So you want to just pick one area to focus on at first. So think about your end goal, whether that's more money, a career change, maybe manifesting love into your life. And think about how getting that manifestation or achieving that goal will make you feel. Will you feel secure? Will you feel confident? Will you feel happy? Think about the feeling that's tied to getting that goal. And Instead of waiting for the external to change for you to achieve that external goal, what action can you take to help yourself feel that way right now in this moment? So, for example, let's say you want to manifest more money and you realize that the feeling behind that is feeling secure. What if you made a goal to track your spending every single day for a week? Maybe jot it down, check your budget, because it'll help you feel more in control of your money habits and create that sense of security. For example, if you want to manifest love and you realize the underlying belief in that is you're wanting to feel more worthy, how about instead of waiting for your next relationship to come along, you start writing down one or two things every morning that you really love about yourself to generate those feelings of self worth now? If you want to feel confident, and the feeling is you want to feel like your future self right now, like that confident version of you. What if you started like putting on a cute outfit every day as opposed to just wearing your typical sweats or workout clothes when you're at home? Start dressing as the version of you now to start generating those feelings of confidence. So, those are just a few examples that I had off the top of my head. So why don't you share in the comments below what is the goal you're trying to achieve, and then what is the feeling underneath that goal that you think you're trying to accomplish? And if so, I'm more than happy to help you if you need some help figuring out what that feeling is. And just remember, it shouldn't take any longer than 10 minutes per day. You want to make it something super small and super achievable, something that you can do very easily. And just remember that big change doesn't come from taking these huge leaps. It's these little baby steps that build momentum over time. Just like when I was filming my video a day for 30 days, it started out with just filming one video a day. And then that confidence built up momentum. And by the end of it, I felt very confident in my ability to create. And I kind of squashed that belief that I couldn't be a content creator because I just proved myself wrong. All right. Well, thank you everyone for your time today. And thank you so much for hopping on this live stream. Again, I am Gigi of Own Your Alchemy. I'm a mindset coach who helps you manifest results on repeat using micro actions and sustainable habits that you can use time and time again, no matter what your goals are. And if you're interested in getting started on your manifestation journey, I have a link below for my free Unstuck as Fuck challenge. It's a free 7-day challenge that gives you little writing prompts and a micro action that you can take every single day for 7 days to manifest real momentum in your reality. And if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave it below. I'll be sure to answer those. And if you have any suggestions or ideas for new content that you want to see, please let me know. All right, take care.